I'm Pete, part of the team here at Pinpoint, where we build software that helps HR and talent acquisition leaders attract, hire, and retain more of the right people. Today, I'm going to show you how candidate scorecards can help keep your hiring managers aligned about what the most important criteria are when assessing candidates for a role, and also how they help ensure that candidates all get an equal opportunity right through the recruitment process. So I'm going to dive quickly into this chief of staff role. And across the top here, we have what we call our hiring workflow. These hiring workflows can have up to 24 steps. They're completely customizable, and you can have as many templates for these workflows in Pinpoint as you like. And you'll see why that's important in a second. For now, I'm just going to dive into this candidate profile. So this is Tom's profile. And along the top here, we have all of the kind of normal things you'd expect. So link to their application, their CV, any comments, messages, and so on. But we also have this Scorecards tab. And the idea here is that for each stage of that recruitment process where there's going to be some kind of assessment carried out, we're going to attach a scorecard. These scorecards are templated. And again, you can have as many scorecard templates in the Pinpoint system as you like. And our team can help advise on kind of best practice and things around how to build those out if you don't have experience using scorecards or prescriptive questions and things like that historically. The idea is that we attach a scorecard to each stage of the process, and that this just happens to be a culture fit scorecard attached to the face-to-face interview stage. And then your hiring managers that are assessing candidates at this stage will come in and complete the scorecard and assess the candidate based on this predetermined set of criteria that you agreed at the start of the recruitment process. Most organizations will have a couple of scorecards, so typically at least a culture fit scorecard at one stage and a kind of more technical skills-based assessment at another. Some have many more than that, but 2 is kind of like the typical starting point. And as well as these kind of scale of 1 to 5 questions, you can also include written questions and answers here. And so oftentimes, like talent acquisition teams will tell hiring managers what questions to ask in order to assess some of these criteria and have them provide some subjective commentary and notes and things underneath the hard scores. Like not everything can be captured on a scale of 1 to 5. And we want to make sure that whilst we're kind of using data to inform the decisions that we make in the hiring process, we're also taking into account that kind of important subjective feedback that you'll get from hiring managers throughout the process. So this is the scorecard view on a candidate by candidate basis. I guess what's the most exciting part of this is the overall scorecards view for the job. So this scorecards view is where you can see all of the candidates that have applied for the role ranked by the candidate with the highest overall score. These overall scores are made up from a combination of all the criteria the candidate's been assessed on throughout all of the stages of the process. We can hover over individual scores to see how different hiring managers have contributed. And each of these different criteria can be weighted in this overall score. So if we said that self-motivation was twice as important as intellectual curiosity, we give intellectual curiosity a weighting of 1, self-motivation a weighting of 2 when we build the scorecard template. And these templates are super easy to configure. You can do them yourself, or you can have our customer success team support you in building those out. We can go and click here and we can see any written feedback that's been left against the candidate through the recruitment process. And then we can do other things. So we could use these filters at the top, for example, to say, well, show me the candidates that are in the face-to-face interview stage right now, because we need to decide who to move forward to the next step. Again, by default, they're going to be ranked by the candidate with the highest overall score. But we can do other things. So we could say, well, we're having a discussion with the hiring managers and we're talking about like the importance of like product mindedness for this particular role. And so what we could do is we could say, well, show me the candidate who is the most analytical and who is most product minded. And we could restack our candidates based on whatever criteria we like. And so this is a super flexible tool. The hiring teams that we work with really love this. And even those organizations that haven't used sort of interview scorecards or prescriptive questions and things like that in the past will often start on their road to doing that more consistently when they invest in Pinpoint, because we just make it incredibly easy. Very happy to take questions on this. If you want to reach out, we're hello@pinpointhq.com. Would love to hear from you. and hope this has been helpful and given you a useful introduction to how scorecards work in Pinpoint.